When playing position, many professionals prefer to use center cue ball shots as much as possible. If additional cue ball manipulation is needed, patterns that only require hits along the vertical axis are preferred. It could be argued that cue ball hits below center on the vertical axis that cause the cue ball to stop, stun, or draw are the most important shots in pool. When using draw, the cue ball diverges off of the tangent line as shown in this diagram. Shots to the right or left of the vertical axis, which is often referred to as English, affect the path of the cue ball after it makes contact with the cushion as shown in this diagram. Shots requiring English are not preferred due to the fact that they create deflection, making shots harder to aim and missing more of a possibility. However, some patterns require the application of spin that are away from the vertical and horizontal axis of the cue ball. The shot I will focus on in this video is often referred to as draw with side spin. In these instances, the shooter is attempting to draw the cue ball and manipulate its path after it strikes the cushion.
To demonstrate draw with side spin, I'm going to set up a series of shots where the object ball and the cue ball are in approximately the same position. Before the second and third shot, I'll flash a picture of approximately where I'm going to be striking the cue ball. For each shot, I want you to notice the differences in the path of the cue ball after they strike the rail. So in the first shot, I'm going to be using draw only with no left or right English. And observe the path of the cue ball. Okay. To better help you visualize what the cue ball did, and so you can better visualize the differences, I'm going to place this cue, which is an approximation, a rough approximation of what the path of the cue ball was upon contact with the rail. As shown in the diagram, this is draw in combination with left English. And notice the difference after contact with the rail. In this third shot, I'm going to be using draw in combination with right English, and notice the difference in the path of the cue ball. It was in the complete opposite direction as our previous two shots. There are several variables that affect draw with side spin. First of all, of course, how low you hit on the cue ball. Not only is that going to affect how much backspin you get and maybe how fast it draws, but it's also going to affect, especially if it's an off, if you have a little bit of an angle, if it's not straight in, it's going to affect where the cue ball diverges from the tangent line. Also, the degree of English that you use, left or right, is going to affect what kind of angle you get after it banks off of the rail. Now, in both cases, when you're talking about the cue ball's path off of the tangent line and then the eventual path off of the rail due to the interaction with the rail, speed also plays a huge role. Cue ball is going to do different things depending on how fast you hit it. Other variables that play into draw with side spin is the condition of the cloth, the condition of the balls, the consistency of the rails. All of these things will affect draw with side spin, and each table is going to be different. So you're asking, how do I get a handle on all of this? How do I have or develop an understanding of how all of these variables interact? And there's only one real answer to that. It's setting this up again and again, and not only using repetition to practice this, but no amount of practice, no amount of repetition is going to be useful unless each time you're observing what you're doing. You have to observe, how low did I hit on the cue ball? Did I use left or right? How much left or right hand English did I use? What type of speed did I use? What's the condition of the cloth? How do the rails play? You have to observe as much as you can about what you're doing if you're going to learn anything, or if you're going to get a feel for how these variables work together, and how to achieve different position plays with the cue ball.